If this message reaches you, it is meant for you. For anyone seeking inner peace today, you are not the mind. Listen. There is a deeper reason your prayers don't work, a reason most people never face. Because facing it requires absolute honesty with yourself. It's this. Most people don't pray from love. They pray from fear. Fear of losing something. Fear of not having enough. Fear of being abandoned by God. Fear that life might collapse unless heaven steps in immediately. People say, God, please help me. But beneath their words is a trembling vibration of panic, scarcity, and spiritual loneliness. Joel Goldsmith said something revolutionary. Fear is the only veil between you and God's presence. And this is why prayer doesn't work the way you think it does. When you pray with fear, you're not connecting to God, you're connecting to your wound. You're not calling heaven, you're echoing your trauma. You're not entering God's presence, you're entering your memories of separation. Your prayer becomes a mirror of lack instead of a doorway into abundance. It's like trying to tune a radio while your hand is shaking violently. The signal can't get through. God never stopped broadcasting, but your fear keeps scrambling the frequency. Let me take you into a story many live silently. Melissa, a mother from Arizona, prayed every night for her marriage to heal. God, please change him. Please fix us. Please don't let my family fall apart. But underneath her prayer was terror, fear of being alone, fear of failing her kids, fear that she wasn't enough. Her prayers were soaked in desperation. And because her prayers vibrationally said, I am powerless, I am afraid, I am losing everything, she lived more of the same. Until one night she heard a line from Joel Goldsmith. God cannot enter a consciousness filled with fear, because God is the absence of fear. That night she did something different. She didn't ask for anything. She sat quietly on the floor, closed her eyes, and whispered, God, I'm done begging. If love is here, let me receive it. If peace is here, let me feel it. I'm tired of being afraid. She didn't visualize her husband changing. She didn't visualize her marriage magically healing. She simply received the presence that had been waiting behind years of fear. That night, for the first time in months, she slept without crying. Her husband didn't suddenly transform, but she did. And her transformation softened the home, changed her responses, created space for peace. Over the next months, their marriage healed not through begging, but through receptivity. And this leads to a deeper truth. The reason God feels silent is not because God is distant, but because fear is loud. Fear hijacks the mind. Fear hijacks your sense of worth. Fear hijacks your ability to hear intuition. Most people say, God, why won't you answer my prayer? But the real question is, can you become quiet enough to receive the answer that is already here? God whispers. Fear screams, and you cannot hear one while drowning in the other. And here is the most intense truth. Most people don't trust God. They just want control. They trust outcomes. They trust timelines. They trust their own plans. But God? That's harder. Asking gives the illusion of control, like maybe you can convince God, negotiate with heaven, influence the universe. Receiving is terrifying because it requires surrender. True receiving means, I allow God's way, not mine. I allow God's timing, not mine. I allow God's unfolding, even if I don't understand it. This level of surrender breaks the ego. And in that breaking, your spiritual life truly begins. Let me give you another story. Daniel, a contractor from Chicago who lost everything: his business, his savings, his confidence. Every night he prayed, "God, please restore my life," but nothing changed. Then one night, exhausted, he whispered something different. "God, what if I am the one blocking you?" That question cracked him open. That night, instead of begging, he said, "God, I receive whatever you are offering, even if it's not what I expect." In that surrender, ideas began to flow. Clarity returned. Not magic, but guidance, steady, unmistakable guidance. 2 years later, he built a business stronger than the one he lost. When asked how, he said, "I stopped trying to force God and started letting God move through me." Here is the great shift Joel Goldsmith taught. Asking comes from the identity of a beggar. Receiving comes from the identity of a child of God. A beggar pleads. A child receives. A beggar fears. A child trusts. A beggar feels unworthy. A child rests in belonging. When you stop asking and start receiving, you stop being separate from God and begin living as one with God. You're not praying to a distant power. You're awakening to the presence that already lives within you. If you want to feel this shift in your own life, here is the most powerful prayer you can say tonight. God, I release my fear. I release control. I release the belief that I am separate from you. I open myself to receive what you have already given. I am ready. I am willing. I receive. Then sit. Don't force anything. Don't ask for anything. Just receive. Your entire life begins changing the moment you let God finally reach you. If this message touched something deep inside you, like this video so it reaches someone else who is begging God for help but needs to learn how to receive it. Subscribe for part 3, where we go even deeper into Joel Goldsmith's teachings on consciousness, oneness, and divine supply. And comment below, I choose to receive. Let this be the moment your spiritual life transforms, because God has always been giving. Now, finally, you are learning to receive.